I also noticed as well in the video of you doing the 2 putts really quickly, you're wearing, is it a bow tie?
What's this?
Am I right? I need to probably pull up the video, but
Oh,
I thought you were wearing.
I know that video. I don't think I'm wearing a bow tie. So.
Right, let me have a look then. I'll see what you are wearing. What are you wearing? Oh, yeah, I'm watching the video now. This won't make the cut.
It definitely won't make the cut.
Oh, that's my beard, buddy. I think that must be my beard.
Your beard. Oh, no, it looks like you're wearing a cravat now.
That's not a cravat, that's facial hair.
It is your. Yeah, it looks like a cravat. There you go.
We have to do this.
Right,
now.
okay. Let's look into it. Yeah, for sure. Because I've got golf clubs.
Baz, pull yourself together, man. We're not looking into it. We're fucking doing this. Me and you are going to enter the Irish Speed Golf Championship right here, right now. This is it. This is the official announcement. Me and Baz are going to. We may end up with a record high score, but me and Baz are entering. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Lock-In Podcast. Baz, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you very much. I haven't been to sleep yet, so.
Oh, mate, just to fill people in on how professional I am, I've just had to be woken up. I've been day drinking. I've just been woken up, so if I'm a little bit under the weather, a little bit jaded, that's why.
Well, it's your round then.
Yeah, because I'm pissed and tired. But look. The premise of this podcast is the fact that we are sat, a couple of middle-aged men sat in our virtual pub, chatting shit, and it's not, it's not the first time. Probably today that a middle-aged man has had to be woken up in a pub. So there you go. Right, I'm so excited about today's show. This guy is he's a fucking legend. So I'm really, really excited. This week's guest on the Lock-In Podcast is Mr. Rob Hogan. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Mike. Hello, Baz.
Hi, mate.
Hi, how are you, mate? Now, for those people who are watching on YouTube as opposed to listening on the audio platforms, Rob, there's definitely something we need to talk about. I know you're on holiday at the moment, and thanks so much for joining us on holiday in Waterford. But are you on holiday in Lapland? What the fuck's the Christmas tree about?
We arrived here a couple of days ago to see a Christmas tree. And there were no decorations on the Christmas tree, so we thought it best to decorate the Christmas tree.
So sorry, let's just close up. It was up when you got here. When you got there,
the tree was up. Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact you've arrived at somewhere on holiday, seen a Christmas tree, and not just thought that's a bit weird. I've just thought that you've thought. Nice one. I'm going to put some decorations on.
It's a first.
Yeah. My personal theory is that by having a Christmas tree in the house, they tell you in a subtle way that they are available for rental on Christmas time.
There you go.
Yeah, it tells me that they haven't had a guest there for 6 months. Before we get on to speed golf, which I think is phenomenal, by the way. Before we get on to this, let's talk about this week. You entered the qualifying for the Open. So talk us through how that went. But also, is that just a thing that anyone is allowed to just rock up and have a go at?
Yeah, there's a movie out at the moment about a guy called Morris Flitcroft or something, and he is infamous in that he kind of cheated his way into Open qualifying several times as a fellow who could shoot 120 or something. He used to do it under different names and different aliases and things, and he got into the qualifiers. Technically, you have to be an under a 2 handicap, or any pro can enter.
So on that, then, you are a professional golfer.
Yeah, I'm a PGA pro. Yeah, so the day job is coaching. Yeah, so yeah.
So have you been playing all your life then?
Started when I was 8. Played with my dad. Still have the putter he bought me. I remember the first day he was driving up the road in the Jeep. And I still use the putter he gave me from when I was 8 years of age.
Wow.
and got into it when I was 12 and became totally into it.
Is it one of those things where it's the same putter, but it's had 6 new heads, 5 new shafts, 10 new grips?
I believe it's the same shaft, head, and grip.
Wow.
That's amazing.
You alluded to earlier that that obviously you've had some different styles over the years. Is this because usually I'm probably speaking out of turn here, but most of the kids I see playing golf have like got into golf, the typical golf uniform when they're playing as kids, have got all the kit and stuff like that. You don't sound like someone who did the same thing.
I was always drawn to a bit of a different style. That's how I saw myself, and that's kind of it. Yeah,
I love it.
Just drawn to it,
I love that. I know we're majoring on your look and things like that, but that's only because Baz and I, like I say, I'm wearing a hat in a minute, but Baz and I don't look like your typical middle-aged blokes as well. So we're kindred spirits. We're loving this. We're loving the fuck it. Look how you want to look, and don't conform to what people think you should look like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was in Malaysia for a couple of years as a golf coach, and I used to do a job where I'd travel to different courses for corporate days, and we used to do a beat the pro, where I'd stand on a hole and the amateurs would come along and try and beat me on a hole, and they'd come up first of all and they'd be introduced to the pro, who was me, and some wise guy, Chinese guy or something, he said to me, "He's not a pro, he's a fucking country singer."
Not gonna lie, Rob. You do look more like a country singer than a golf pro. Let's have it right. Yeah. One of the things that drew me to you, or drew you to me, on social media was speed golf. It's something that I'm going to be honest. Until you cropped up on my social media, I didn't know existed.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm spreading the word, the gospel.
It just fascinates me now. I'm really interested in it. For those that don't know, can you talk us through what speed golf is?
Yeah, sure. So speed golf is you play a round of golf. Everything's totally normal. You start on the first tee, finish on the 18th hole. Everything is totally normal, except your time is part of the score.
So can I ask, like, when did speed golf first appear, and who the fuck invented it?
So, I mean, you can walk to the shop, and if you can walk to the shop, you might be able to run to the shop. So it's, I suppose, from that point of view, it's been around forever, in that it's just simply running. The current format of scoring was invented in the kind of the late 80s. A man called John Bell out there in San Diego.
So I'm guessing as well, like, people must love you on a Sunday on a busy golf course, because if they're behind you, they're never going to keep up with you, are they?
If they're behind me, yeah, but they're not going to see me. Yeah.
You will spend your whole life going, "Do you mind if I play through, mate?"
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I think it's fascinating because I play golf on a regular basis, 2 or 3 times a week. I have to schedule like 4 hours to play around a golf. What's the fastest you've played? You said before that like the way of scoring in speed golf is it's a combination of they basically just add the number of strokes you took, add that to the number of minutes you took to go around, and that's your score. So what's your best score?
My best speed golf score is 33 minutes and 33 minutes on 73 shots, which is 106.
That's just ridiculous. Were you into running before you took up speed golf, or is it just kind of like, I'm good at golf, I need to get quicker at this?
Not at all. In fact, my first speed golf event, I realized when I was in the States, I'd been playing it on my own. I was the idiot in Ireland playing speed golf on my own for a couple of years. I realized when I got to the States for my first event that I didn't own a pair of runners, so I ran in my golf shoes.
Wow. Wow, that must be something.
I'm assuming as well. So, have you taken up running in terms of to speed up your running? Have you taken to running to improve your running?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, like, obviously I've seen a few of the videos, and in competition you literally have clubs like in your belt like a sword, right?
Yeah.
like, and also, I couldn't find a video. I saw it in your profile picture. There's a kind of a bag with a kind of weird harness. But do you play with that as well?
These are, I played with the bag, and then I have the hand. I made the handle to make it quicker to pick it up, and I used that up until the start of this year. And now I've been using the holster, the Hogan holster. Everything has to start with a H, so I can attach my name to it.
I was going to say, you just described that as the Hogan holster. Is that an official thing, or have you just like that? This is my thing, right? Anyone else who does this is copying me. It's the Hogan holster.
It is official, yeah.
When you play in the competitions, do you play? Which tees do you play off the middle tees or the men's? Or the men's normal tees?
Kind of your men, middle men's regular tees, yeah. The two events I've played this year, one in California, one New Zealand, and the first one was about 6,200 yards, and the second one was just under 6,000 yards. So,
for people who aren't really into golf, I tend to take about 105 shots to go around the golf course and 4.5 hours, or 3.5 to 4 hours. So Rob's talking about taking 20 shots less than me in 3 hours less than me as well. And you know, I've watched a few of the videos online, and like Baz mentioned about the fact that you have the golf clubs kind of attached to like a belt, the Hogan holster, as we now know it is. Whereas there are other people who've got like, I saw somebody who had like kind of he kind of clipped them all into a thing that he carried with his hand and things. So is there an official thing, or is they're just kind of like the rules are just like you've just got to, it doesn't matter how you carry the clubs around, you just got to carry them all around?
Yeah, it's down to the individual to find the best way to carry them, not have to put them down while you can still hit golf shots. I mean, if you can find some kind of a magnetic device and you can stand the clubs up on top of your head, you know, that go for it.
Rob, I'm expecting that to happen now. Now you've put that idea in my head. You are an unconventional golfer. I'm expecting at some point pretty soon to see you running around the course with some kind of headwear with all your golf clubs attached to it.
And there's a guy in the States, Paul Kivala, and I was quite impressed with him. I met him in 2013 because he has a big spike at the end of his golf bag. So I guess the ground has to be a little bit soft. When he runs up to the ball, he kind of throws it in front of him, spikes it, hits the shot. So
I can imagine as well that if he's ever playing quicker than the person in front of him, that's quite a useful thing to be able to threaten people out of the way.
Yeah. So in speed golf, are you on your own? Or are you running around with somebody else?
In speed golf tournaments, you're playing on your own, and usually you'll have a marker who's either in a buggy or running.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've got. I saw this on YouTube. In that you have to bring along somebody who marks your score with you. So you're not responsible for carding your own score. You've got somebody who either runs alongside you or whizzes along in a buggy next to you who cards your score for you.
Yeah, usually the tournament will assign you the marker, and you simply you're in a total daze. During a round of golf, famously, your mind is a bit anxious and you know your score, and that's the famous golf psychologists will tell you this is to your detriment. You need to be in the moment.
Yeah.
And in speed golf, you certainly are in the moment.
So you don't keep a track of your score. You just play each hole and then move on and just keep going.
You at the end of your hole, you would shout to your marker the score to make sure his or her idea of what the score you've had in the hole and they're matching up, and it goes out of your head. Really, it does. You have a general gist of how you're doing. You're pretty much in the moment, you know.
I used to play a lot of golf myself. Got down to 12 handicap a very long time ago. As Mike will tell you, I don't represent that at all these days.
Shit now.
Yeah. But, so even
who would win between you right now? Do you think?
Oh God, no! He thrash the shit out of me now.
Yeah. Well, I play off 29 and I beat him, so don't let him give it all this out as a 12 handicapper thing. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, I used to play every day of the week. When I wasn't playing, I used to practice, so I was dead serious about it. But it got me thinking. Even when I was playing at my most serious, we were still doing the thing where you'd hit your ball and you'd work out the yardage to the green, or you'd work out how many yards you had and choose your club that way. Presumably, you don't. You can't have time to do that. You must sort of, if you're within 150, do you just guesstimate, or is it, do you have another method of working out how far you've got? And obviously, you haven't got all your clubs, so you must be very good at hitting like half shots, full shots.
Yeah, you hit a lot of little full, exactly as you say, Baz. Half shots, cut shots, draw shots, low shots, high shots. You're forever creating different shots. It's it's a cool way to play. So I'm only using 3 clubs now.
Oh, really? So what's that? What's your club selection? Obviously,
putter, driver, and 8-iron or 6-iron, depending on the course.
Oh, right.
So when you get into the bunker with the 8-iron, you open it up and you have to flop it out. So that's
That's incredible. I mean,
you'd be quite surprised. You'd be quite surprised how effective guessing is compared to lasering the distance, and
That's amazing, because if you think about that, you're running around with a driver, an 8-iron, and a putter, and you're still managing to shoot 73, and you're doing so in like 33 minutes. I reckon against a professional guy. So say you go out with Rory McIlroy. And time isn't an essence. Time isn't anything to do with it. But if you give you and Rory McIlroy play, and you're both only given a driver, an 8-iron, and a putter, I reckon you'd give him a shot.
Okay, well, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to contradict you.
Do you not agree? Do you not think that, like, because obviously you're used to be just a regular, but only with those 3 clubs? I reckon. I don't know. I mean, obviously, professional golfers obviously rely on having a bag full of 14 golf clubs. Do you not think that you versus Rory McIlroy with only 3 golf clubs in your bag? I'm asking, do you think it would be quite close between the two of you?
In speed golf, the good player, the better the player, the more advantage they have in the feel of creativity and little 8-irons and fadey this and fadey that. I'd say he'd be really good at manufacturing all the shots, to be fair.
Also, let's turn it around then. So all of a sudden, Rory McIlroy has got a run next to you. He doesn't have a caddy. He's got the same 3 clubs. He's only got the same 3 clubs. What do you reckon then? Because I reckon that they have so much time, don't they? Like on a professional, in a proper tournament, particularly the big ones, they take as much time as they need. I know they're on the clock to some degree, but they have a caddy who tells them what the yardage is down to the half yard, what he's landing on, where the bunker is, the distance to the front. You don't have any of that information other than the fact you may have experienced the course. I think in speed golf, and let's face it, Rory McIlroy is pretty fit, so he could probably run quite a bit. But I reckon the advantage of doing it more often is the thing that makes it more difficult.
If he played tomorrow and I played, I'd take him in speed golf.
Yeah, I love that. That's it. Also, just before Mike jumps with another one, what's the most famous sort of pro golfer that's ever taken on speed golf? Do we know? Is there anybody who's ever done it? It's effectively the same as a snooker player playing pool, isn't it? That kind of thing. It's the same game, but it's a different sort of way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, when you mentioned snooker, it brings to mind Hurricane Higgins when you see him flying around the table and playing really quick, don't you?
Yeah.
There's that kind of a flow to it. I suppose that's a similar thing. Famous golfers trying speed golf. No, I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. So they obviously they're shitting themselves. They're too scared.
Yeah, I think they're afraid. Yeah.
Well, there'd be a big reputation, wouldn't there, to go out there? The expectation is on, the best golfer in the world. He suddenly has to run and speed up like the rest of us. And he's shit.
Yeah. I think I'm not sure they all know about it. I think they would have heard about it. Sometimes to get something into somebody's head, it has to be said like 100 times. There was a video up on Instagram on one of the big one of the big accounts, and this guy Dylan Fratelli. Have you heard of him?
No,
he's a player on the PGA Tour, and he was all over it. He loved the idea. He was like, "This exists."
Yeah.
I think those guys would be into it for sure. The prize money isn't quite there yet.
The Saudi said 100 million quid to run around the golf course in 33 minutes, then all be over it, mate.
Yes, exactly.
So sorry, just to roll back a bit. So I did catch your video today where you were saying the world, the best scores ever. What are they again? Can you remember off the top of your head what they were? Like
in speed golf?
Yeah.
The world record over 6,000 yards is 107. That's a guy called Scott Dawley. The best score ever on a course under 6,000 yards is 118 seconds, and that's Jamie Reid in New Zealand. And I have the record for the fastest time on a course over 6,000 yards, which is 35 minutes. So,
because we were saying before you came on that I don't think I could actually, like, without clubs, without stopping, could get around a golf course in 33 minutes.
Yeah, probably not.
No, definitely not.
I should imagine you don't stop for long. I mean, I've seen your videos.
No, for long.
I've seen your videos in the. It's like obviously I play with a guy. I play with a guy who grips and re-grips the club an awful lot, and he takes like 30 seconds to a minute to take every shot. And look, he plays off 6, so he gets away with it because once he does hit the ball, it goes where he wants and stuff. If he played off 33 and did that, he'd be kicked off the course. But yeah, to just kind of walk up, go, yeah, that's it, bang, and just hit the shot. It's just a completely different thing. Like Baz said, like to get around the course. Even I was thinking the other day that I'm going to go out at some point, and might do a TikTok about it and say like, we've chatted to this guy. His record is 35 minutes. I'm going to see how long it takes me just to run from tee to green on all 18 holes and see what time it takes me, ignoring hitting golf shots, just how long it takes me to run around the course. Because you do, again, I've seen your videos, and you do have your own kind of style. And like one of the things I want to talk to you about is putting with one hand. And obviously that's like you've got your golf clubs in one hand and you're just running up and you're just, mate, you're just, it's as if you just walk, when people have got a 1 foot putt and they've got like, just walk up and tap it in. You do all your putts like that. And
yeah, man.
You explained the rules of speed golf in that every minute you run counts as one shot effectively.
Yeah.
So a missed putt in normal golf is a pain in the arse because, now that counts the same as a 350-yard drive. But in speed golf, it's like, if you miss 2 putts, that's 2 minutes quicker you've got to run around the course.
Yeah, yeah.
So is it like what's most important? Is it being a good golfer or a fast runner?
Loads of questions there. You said you're going to run around the course and figure out how long it takes you. We have, and this is down to me to organise. We have the Irish Speed Golf Championships on the 5th and 6th of September.
Okay.
Then
you inviting me to be your scorer and try and keep up with.
No, he wants you to play.
Yeah. You know, Tin Cup. I don't want you to play. I want you to caddy for me. I want you to play. I don't want to get the opposite of Tinkup.
Playing is not an option, right? I took 110 today without counting. I'd say 110 shots and 3.5 hours. So it's like I can't work out the maths on that, but it's shit. So I'm not in the running to play in these sort of things.
There you go.
But honestly, like I said, I'm in Ireland. If you're ever up in the Donegal region, there are some amazing golf courses up here. If you're ever up here, give me a shout. I would love to go out and play around with you, and get an early tee time, and I'll try and keep up with you, and we'll do it.
Just get a buggy, Mike.
Sorry,
just get a buggy.
You're damn right. I'm not going to try and keep up with him running, am I?
So presumably is that going to be the Irish Championships, the Speed Golf Irish Championships?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well,
you just go along and watch it. You can make a whole TikTok out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to the Irish Open next weekend. Cool. Weekend after this. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But mate, all over this. So where's the Irish Speed Golf Championship held?
It's in Dundrum House where I coach.
Okay, where's
Dundrum House in Tipperary.
In Tipperary, I'm all over that, mate. And Baz, you were saying you were going to come over to Ireland at some point.
What is it? September the what?
100% September.
5th and 6th. And guys, you can come down and you can do whatever you want. You can play, you can watch whatever you want. Actually, there's going to be a pairs. There's going to be a pairs format. So, yeah, you can podcast it. That'd be great. We'd love that. Whatever you want to do, you got the role.
Right, I'm going to look at that.
100%. We are all over that. So how does the pairs format work?
Every second shot.
Oh yeah, so it's alternate shots, yeah.
So you take alternate shots.
Yeah,
mate, we're all over that. We're entering. We're Baz, I'm speaking for you now. Me and you are going to enter the Irish Speed Golf Championship right here, right now. This is it. This is the official announcement. Me and Baz are going to. We may end up with a record high score, but me and Baz are entering. I'll tell you that right now.
So I've got questions about this as well. So presumably, if you're playing in a pair, have you ever done this? Have you ever played in a pair?
Oh yeah.
So presumably, then, whilst you're hitting your shot, have they got to be with you, or can they be running down like to where the ball's going to land, or do they have to wait behind the ball like everybody else?
Here's the thing, Mike. If you've got Baz on the tee, do you run 250 yards down the middle and wait for the ball?
150.
And risk having to run back?
No. If Baz is on the tee, I'm going to stand 150 yards out of bounds to catch the ball and throw it back in.
Just literally, just get to the end of the tee.
And Baz, if it's your tee shot next, and Mike has a 3-foot putt on the last green, do you run up to the tee?
Oh no, no, I don't. Yeah, that's a really good question. I think you've got to be there, haven't you? I mean, you're better off both running.
Look, this is gold. The video that we're going to make of this and put it'll be on Instagram and Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. But the video we're going to make at the Irish Speed Golf, Baz, we've got to do this.
I need to know: are there medics there first with oxygen? Because the running bit's the hardest bit for me.
After you ask that question, I'm going to make sure of it. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it until now. So.
Well, I'll bring my inhaler, and I'm just literally going to have 3 clubs anyway, so that'd be fantastic.
That was just Baz. We've got to do this. I mean, look, even if we end up with a score of like 115 and 3 hours or whatever like that.
Oh, I don't actually. So in speed golf, there must be a limit, right? Like I suppose there has to be a limit, doesn't there? You can't allow 4 hours because everyone would be overtaking you. You'd have to keep stepping out of the way, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think you'd be surprised how relatively quick you might get around.
Well, yeah, I could.
I'd be surprised, to be honest.
I'd be surprised if I got around, to be honest. It's just like, Like,
when we got Rob to come on this podcast, I didn't for a second consider me and you entering the Irish Championships. But Baz, we have to do this
right,
now.
okay, let's look into it. Yeah, for sure, because I've got golf clubs.
Baz, pull yourself together, man. We're not looking into it. We're fucking doing this.
I must tell you, I'm completely scared right now because this seems like a real thing that's going to happen.
It absolutely is. Get your runners on, mate. I want you in training. Let's do this.
Let's get back to Rob before anything else. So, can I go back to the beginning before you took up speed golf? How soon did you realise that you wanted to sort of take up golf as a profession? Because obviously, you were saying you played from 8, and then how good, and how quickly did you get good that you realised you could take it up as a living?
I was just mad about it, and I was totally obsessed with playing, and I was a decent junior golfer, and it was always going to be the direction I went. It's always a golf ball in my hand.
Yes, I thought it was. I thought it was a bauble. Sorry.
So what? There you go. A little bit disappointed. All the baubles on that on that Christmas tree aren't golf balls, to be fair. So you what? So an indication of what Baz was saying there. So what handicap were you playing off at? Say 15.
15, probably 4, 3 or 4.
Just unbelievable. But the reason I chose the age 15 is because we mentioned before that you entered.
Oh yeah,
that you entered qualifying for the Open Championship this week, and the guy who won your qualifying tournament was 15 years old.
Yeah.
What score did he get?
He shot 67. I believe his name is Sean Keeling.
There's one for the future. I'm going to bet on him winning the Open at some point now.
For sure, yeah.
So, Rob, could I ask you, do you have any heroes in like normal, in normal golf?
John Daly.
Yeah, there you go. Just a man as unconventional as yourself, right?
Always been drawn to John Daly, and I love the way he plays. Massive power hitter, unbelievable talent, beautiful.
But also super flexible for a guy of his build, wouldn't he?
Just a genius. Yeah.
Yeah, I was always say that I was always quite drawn to to Bubba when he was playing as well.
Yeah, Bubba's cool as well. Yeah, 100%.
All right, Rob, could I ask you? So, next question that I want to ask you. So, you've played in World Championships. Like, what's the pressure like?
Sorry, can I just correct you there, Baz?
Yeah.
Rob has won the world title twice. Let's have it right.
Okay.
He's a 2 times speed golf world champion.
I was going to let him correct me, but that's fine.
You're welcome, Rob.
Yeah. So Rob, let's for the cut. You've won world championships. What's the pressure like? Because I would have thought, like in speed golf, the pressure's less because you just literally you haven't got time to think about it. You said earlier, haven't you?
Yeah, just thinking about pressure, I always flash back to when I was a kind of a kid and a teenager, and I remember having 4-foot putts in matches and a few people watching, and I did not want to be there.
Yeah,
I just wanted the ground to swallow me up. I didn't like that feeling, and I these days I kind of try to see it as a bit of a buzz, and I just remember yes, the round. Once you're playing the round, you forget about the pressure. However, when I played in Chicago in 2015, my first round was at 7 a.m. and it finished at 7:39. So I had the whole day to wait.
So what? Here's the other thing. What happens as well if you put a ball into the rough and like, are there lots of people spotting the ball and trying to find it? Or have you got to do it on your own, like in the amateur game?
A little bit of both. It's kind of invaluable to get a good marker who's tuned in, because they will kind of help you, and they can help you. And sometimes there are spotters, and then sometimes you have to find it yourself. And you kind of have to. The rule in speed golf: if you get to where you think the ball is and it's lost, You don't have to go back to the tee. You can drop a ball at a shot penalty.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
Okay, so like it's an hazard.
Exactly. So you're kind of trying to weigh up, do I give it, if you can't see the ball, do I give it 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds? Do I give it 59 seconds?
I'm going to love speed golf. I'm just literally going to have a bag of balls with me.
I like that. I've got 59 seconds to do this. That's clever.
Yeah.
Is there a limit on how many balls you can carry as well? Because like, if I've got a rucksack full of balls, can I just drop one out without looking for the previous ball?
Buddy, if you want to carry around 20, if you want to run around with 20 kgs of balls, go ahead.
Don't give away our tactics for the Irish Championships in September. We're just going to literally run to the ball. Fuck it. Don't bother looking for it. There's another goal.
Also, put it on the fairway.
Yeah, that's the time it's going to take us to get round. Throwing a ball down for a 1 minute penalty isn't going to make much difference, pal.
1 shot penalty.
No, it's a 1 minute. It's fine. It's no problem.
It's a minute, is it? I thought it was a shot.
Well, it's everything, isn't it? Because the minutes are.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, of course it is.
So
yes,
it's like, it's like, and that's the thing. It's like, if you're playing regular golf, if you lose a ball or you miss a putt and things like that, you're giving away shots, and that can be quite detrimental because all you've got to get that back is to get a birdie on the next or an eagle on the next or whatever. There's limited opportunities for you to get back, but you must have like missed a putt. Fuck, I'm gonna have to run quicker.
Yeah, exactly. What's the kind of future of speed golf? Because obviously myself and Mike had never heard of it before meeting you. Is it something like in America because obviously Americans love to sort of like play the alternative game? You've got frisbee golf and you've got foot golf and all sorts of stuff now. I should imagine speed golf's going to be one of those things. It must be really difficult to play that on an average golf course on a Tuesday afternoon where you've got 50 groups of pensioners all out, like taking 17 hours to play.
There's a guy and his name, forgive his name, I can't think of his name, but he runs the oldest speed golf tournament in the world and it's been going for 30 years. And his tagline is speed golf, the slowest growing sport in the world.
But I'm assuming as twice world champion, you'd like to see it like grow a bit more.
Yeah, obviously, for sure. Actually, the World Championships was sponsored for 5 years by a guy called Mike Kaiser, who owns a very famous resort in the States called Bandon Dunes. And he played like $500,000 into it, prize money and TV deals and such. So from that, it spread throughout the world to where it is today. So it's in very many countries, and in each country there's a certain amount of crazy lunatic followers who are obsessed with it. So it's getting out there, yeah. Slowly but surely.
I think having found you on social media a few weeks ago, I think you've found a couple more like crazy lunatic followers, by the way. And it's look, I can't compete. I can't compete with people on like the number of shots, but me and Baz, this is going to happen in September. Me and Baz just running around the course and hacking our way around the course. I'm so excited about this. So yeah, you're saying that the Irish Championships in September. Can anybody join? So people listening, people watching, can they just go, fuck it, I'll give it a go? Just anybody allowed to have a go?
Absolutely. We're gonna have a couple of my French buddies are coming over. Couple from England coming over. 4 or 5 from the States are coming over. We're going to have an international field playing, and we need people from Ireland to step into the ring as well.
Okay.
I'm in.
So you're in.
Doing it.
Brilliant.
It's one of those sports as well, though. It's quite strange because you never get to play with the people that are your best friends in speed golf because, like, you always play on your own, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, see you later. About 30 minutes later.
Yeah. But I love the idea of this because today, I had a stinker today. I was playing really bad golf today. And the whole 3.5 hours, I was just thinking, Like, I don't work on a Wednesday, so I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake! Just I'm having a bad day. I can't wait to get to Clubhouse. And it was like, you play speed golf, and it was like, doesn't matter. I'll be on the pints in half an hour. Brilliant.
Yeah, you're in, buddy. You're in.
Yeah, that's what I need.
I also noticed as well in the video of you doing the 2 putts really quickly. You're wearing, is it a bow tie?
What's this?
Are you wearing a tie in one of these? There's a video of you like doing the really 2. You're it's the putt. It's the 2 putt one that you're doing in New Zealand. Am I right? I need to probably put up the video, but I thought you were wearing.
I know that video. I don't think I'm wearing a bow tie. though.
Right, let me have a look then. I'll see what you are wearing. What are you wearing? Oh, yeah, hang on. I'm watching the video now. This won't make the cut.
It definitely won't make the cut.
Oh, that's my beard, buddy. I think that must be my
it is your
beard.
beard. Oh, no, it looks like you're wearing a cravat now.
That's not a cravat. That's facial hair.
It is your beard. Yeah, it looks like a cravat. There you go. Anyway, as we were talking about it, is it going to end up with people wearing vests and shorts? The runners.
The absolutely crazy thing is everyone is wearing vests and shorts.
Oh, right, okay.
And when I've been the last few events, I've been wearing trousers, and now I'm the total rebel for wearing trousers and a golf shirt.
Right, Mike, we got to get some +4s and some tweed.
Yeah, I'm up for wearing +4s. 100%.
This is happening. So if anyone who's listening don't miss me and Baz entering the Irish Speed Golf Championships in September. And Baz and I will both be wearing +4s, long socks, the full Monty, flat caps. We're doing it, Baz. We're doing it.
Oh, and sweatbands. We're sweatbands as well.
Yeah, all over that, mate. We're in for this, and Rob's told us we're allowed to enter this thing, so we're doing it. This is gold. This is social media gold, mate. All over it. I can't wait.
So Rob, look, I always ask this question to people, and it's usually like related to other stuff. So, what have you got coming up in the future? Like, so obviously we know about the Irish Speed Golf Championships. What else are you entering? And do you also enter normal tournaments? Obviously, we know you've done the Open qualification, but do you play regularly in tournaments, or are you just too busy with your coaching?
I did the Open qualifying, and I've got another couple of events coming up later this summer, regular events. There's a host of speed golf events in the States the next couple of months. I'm trying to find a sponsor for that. So if there's any crazy person listening who wants to get involved in something innovative and crazy, please hit me up. And then September, October, there's a load of, August, September, October, there's loads of events around Europe. So there's Finland, Sweden, obviously Ireland, there's the UK, there is France. So I'm right on those, kind of excited about it. I just can't wait to be competing,
I love it.
Thanks so much for joining us, Rob. Pleasure to meet you virtually. Looking forward to meeting you in person when me and Baz come and win the Irish Pairs Speed Golf Championships in September. So I can't wait to actually come and meet you and sit down with you, have a proper face-to-face chat and a drink and all that. So thanks so much for your time. Before we go, let's give you a chance. If anyone wants to get hold of you, we will put all the links to all of your social media and all that kind of stuff on the website, which is thelockin.co.uk. But other than that, Rob, where can people find you online?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Nice to meet you, Mike. Nice to meet you, Baz. Great fun chatting to you. And looking forward to seeing you in person. TikTok, it's simply Speed Golf. Instagram, Speed Golf Rob. And Facebook, Speed Golf Rob, and the profile's so old. I'm clean cut kid, so
you change your image for the Facebook, just for
go have a look at that one. It'll give you a laugh.
Looking forward to it. Honestly, thanks so much for
your time.
So much. thanks so much for your time. Massive apologies that when you turned up ready to do this, I was in bed.
And also apologies to your wife for butting in on your holiday.
Listen. For those that don't know, Rob's on holiday in Waterford at the moment. Somehow in the past, it's still December in Waterford. But
I think it might be the future.
Yes.
It could be, yeah. You're in
Christmas 2022.
Christmas 2022. So congratulations. Hope you got everything you wanted for Christmas.
You got Santa for a start, so
yeah. Thanks so much,
you, buddy.
Thanks so much for joining us on the show. Really enjoyed your company, and I look forward to September when me and Baz are taking away that prize, and we'll meet you in person. All right. So thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget to like, share. Leave reviews, do all of that kind of stuff. If there's a button to press on social media, press it. If you've enjoyed this, share it with your mates. If you've not enjoyed it, share it with people you don't like. I don't care what you do, just share it. All right. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Ho, 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 ho.
Exactly.